Hello, CAFS crew. Tonight I'm joined by my beautiful CAFS Collective member, Kate Henstead. And Kate works at a beautiful school up in Tamworth. And I've had the pleasure to actually travel up to Tamworth last year, pre-COVID. And look, tonight Kate's going to talk to us about why she continues to listen to me, but also to join the gems that we have inside the Learning Network. So Kate, let's chat about what courses you've done with me. So you've done, we did the coaching mentoring session together.
Yep.
We've done marketing experience in CAFS online. Strive, you then took. And
Yep.
then finally, you decided to dive into the CAFS Collective. So why did you actually choose that despite having all of this other support prior to that?
Yeah. So the marketing experience got me in to start with. So if anyone, I think that's still coming up. So if anyone is deciding whether they should do that or not, they should definitely do that. And then Kell coming up was fantastic, sort of got us on track a bit. And Strive again was, I did it at a good time. I did it when we were all teaching from home. And so I would do it in my periods that I was technically being paid for, but I was working at home. So that worked really well. But it is so good like that, Strive. Like you can just do it when you've got a period at school. You can do one little section. So that's really handy. And I think I keep coming back because I think a teacher never actually is perfectly organised and perfectly prepared and has everything. And I've bought some of the resources as well, just for different ideas and different way to do things. And even year to year, like you have classes that are so different that you can't necessarily teach the same program. And so I'm always looking for new things. And so CAFS Collective, I think, was a way to keep getting more ideas, to support other teachers, because we all put stuff in there, I suppose, but also to just keep getting more ideas. I mean, I still want to work out the best way to be assessing kids, and there's still so much more to do. You sort of can't get it all done in 12 months.
Yeah, and I think, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head. We're never kind of done with our learning. And I think, I've worked with lots of teachers before who are really reluctant to open up their classrooms and go, look, I need a hand. Or
Yeah.
you might have been doing it for so long. I do have quite a few teachers like this. I know it all. Like I'm sweet. I've done HSC marking. I've got, programs for the last 18 years, all sweet, good to go. But I think, like you said, even in the private Facebook group, just sharing new ideas with each other has been one of those blessings, I think, that I don't think I kind of thought would evolve. But I think just those little touch points along the way is a great way to go. So Kate, can you chat to us about how you manage your time inside the CAFS Collective? So something that's been coming up for teachers who have been kind of checking out the CAFS Collective and going, oh, I think it might be okay for me, but I don't really have the time to do it. How have you approached that?
Well, I don't let it be a problem, I suppose. So there's weeks where I won't jump in. I'll be busy. I'll be on sporting trips, and that's okay. But then another week, I might be in there a bit. I might be, asking for help with something, or sending like someone might have said, can someone send me an assessment task? And I'm happy to do that sort of stuff. So it's really, I don't feel the pressure that I've got to be on there every day or even every week. I wouldn't go probably a full week without getting in there and seeing what's being said and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I don't let it be a time pressure. I use it in a way that is manageable and helpful.
Yeah. So do you kind of sneak it into, like, if you have a free period, or you might have a bit of downtime before school or after school? Is that how you kind of approach it? Or
yeah, probably usually I sometimes have periods at school with my timetable where I'm not being paid to be at school, but sometimes it's easier just to stay, get the marking done then and not take it home. So in those sort of times, and then at night, probably sometimes it can be good fun to jump on and see what's happening.
Yeah, and I think not kind of feeling that pressure to be, to be on there all the time, but it is just that backup to go, look, I'm kind of not sure where I'm going with this. Does anyone have an idea? Does anyone have a different way of doing it? Or just kind of being that sounding board. You're all the way up in Tamworth, and we have teachers from all parts of New South Wales to be able to kind of connect to each other and I think that like-minded, we're all doing the same thing, aren't we? Like we're literally from the same syllabus. So another thing that has been coming up for some teachers is that they kind of they're not open to maybe sharing what they have. Like they think, I don't know what I have to share with people, or I don't think it would be good for me because like, what do I know? Or, I'm so experienced. I don't really, I don't think I need that help. What would you kind of say to teachers who might be kind of in that position?
Yeah, so I was probably a bit like that, sort of thinking, no one's going to want to know what I've done. But then like earlier in the year, I just did this fun activity with my Year 11 CAFS class that worked really well. It was a bit of a breaker for us in terms of just needing something different. And I thought, yeah, look, I might as well get in and share it. And a few people just said, oh, yeah, look, I'm so glad that you shared that. But sometimes I'll get in there and read other people's questions and have been thinking exactly the same thing and haven't, done it. So, if I ask for something and someone sends me something and it's not exactly what I want, well, like that's fine. Like we're just sort of there to give each other ideas, to help each other. I think I think the big thing is we're not in competition with each other. I know our kids are sort of in competition in the HSC, I suppose, but not really. And so it's soon, if we see that we're not in competition, then we're all working as colleagues, then I think, we just take what we can give each other, really.
Yeah, and I think I don't know where do you reckon that mentality comes from? I think I know because like I worked in Sydney for the best part of 14 years, and I kind of found working in Sydney it was a little bit like that, like a little bit competitive. Schools would kind of keep to themselves, and I do get that. Like our students essentially are against each other. You're not against your own cohort. You're against the state. We always say that to our kids, but we're educators. We're working with young people. It shouldn't be a competition. Like we're not businesses. Despite
that's right.
We're saying that we're like a business. We aren't. We're actually educating young people and trying to make a difference with them in their learning. So anything that any little morsel, any little gem that we can kind of take on.
I think especially with CAFS because of the content of CAFS. It's content, and I say to kids when I'm doing those, subject selection nights, I say to kids, it's not something that's airy-fairy and out there. This is like real life stuff. You're going to get it. You're going to enjoy it because it's actually the real world. And so we want to give our kids the best learning and opportunities in the CAFS syllabus. So, at some point, I suppose we've got to say the exam isn't the most important thing.
Yeah, and I agree. Look, my experience, and many other teachers do as well. Author of the 2 textbooks that we have, and been involved in lots of other things around CAFS. But at the end of the day, we're supporting these young people to advocate for themselves, advocate for other people, become the best parent or carer that they can be, use technology safely, function in our communities, and just be a really good human. So I think. There is that competitiveness about the HSC and about all that sort of stuff. But I think at the end of the day, if we can kind of build each other up and be there to support each other, then that's the best gift we can give to each other. So,
and I say to my kids, I say, look, I want to enjoy the content with you, and I want you to do the best you can in the HSC. So I'm going to push you. I'm going to mark your work. I'm going to make you do practice, but we want to enjoy the ride as well. We've got to find a balance somehow.
That's really great advice, and I think that's good for the kids to hear that there is some hard work that we've got ahead, but it also is about having fun and being like a team. So if there are teachers who are thinking about joining the CAFS Collective, what's been your one favourite thing so far?
I think just the connection with the other CAFS teachers and seeing that we all struggle with sometimes the same things. Sometimes a question will go in there to Kell and it'll be someone I reckon's probably maybe taken a little while to actually build up the courage to write it. But I reckon there's probably at least 10 other people thinking, oh, yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I just haven't asked that question yet.
Yeah.
So I think that it does feel like we're supporting each other. And someone put something in there the other day saying, look, has someone got an assessment task on this topic? So some of us could send one and, just that support, I think.
Yeah, that's awesome. So thank you so much for coming on tonight, Kate. So we're hoping to have lots of beautiful new faces to join us. And at the end of the year, hopefully, with all things happening and COVID staying away, we can actually see each other face to face. Kate and I have been lucky enough to do that, but a lot of our members, like I said, are from all parts of New South Wales. So for us to come together at the conference at the end of the year will be an absolute blessing. So thanks so much for joining us tonight, Kate. I really appreciate it.
No worries.
Thank you.